Good afternoon guys, this is Nams from Boost Performance, and today we are back on the long-awaited project, the Audi RS3, the Hulk. Today is the most exciting day because we're going to tune this beast up, and I can't wait to show you guys. As you guys know, I own a few businesses, so I get a little busy here and there, and that's the reason I haven't come back to this car. It's been a while. As you can see, it's been parked up, gathering a few tickets. Don't ask about that. Let's leave that aside for another time. As you guys know, I built this engine. It is now a stage 3 engine. It's got the forged rods, forged pistons, it's got the valves, upgraded valves, and it's got a TC870X turbo as well. So in short, it should be able to support around 850 brake with no problems whatsoever, and that's what we're going for at the end of it. By the way, there's a lot of bonuses I got with this car when I bought it. So obviously the modifications, to name a few, one of the biggest bonuses is the carbon ceramic brakes, which I mentioned in my earlier videos. These are worth 10 grand, 10,000 pounds on eBay right now as used. So, and of course, look at the wheels, look at the suspension. This car is stunning, carbon fiber everywhere. But you know, sometimes you receive some stuff and it's meant to be. Check this out. This is called a DS1. So this tool here connects up to the car and allows you to tune it. And what's funny is, when I bought this car, I intended to build the engine because it's a non-runner and forge it and get big power out of it. So having this thrown in, this is worth £1,200 by the way. So I got a lot of free goodies in this car. So let's just say it's meant to happen. Let's put this car on the dyno and let's see what we get out of it. Let's load this beast up onto the dynojet. We're about to run this bad boy up. Okay, so today we are gonna tune this beast. Finally, it's that day. Built engine, as you guys know, forged pistons from JE, forged rods, TC870 turbo, and of course the parts that come with the vehicle, which is the APR intercooler, APR downpipe, APR intake. Quite restrictive, not the biggest, not the best, but we're gonna give the car a run and see what the car can push. Today, the parts will massively dictate what power we get out of it. Purely because they're so restrictive. They're not the best in the market. They are like 10 times better ones. That's 3 inches. You can get that in 5 inches. That intercooler is a baby size intercooler. Like literally not even a street cooler. I'd say it's like a garage cooler. It's a very simple intercooler. It's an upgrade however, but not the best. So yeah, let's do some base runs, see what we get, and then we'll start fine tuning the car and see what we get out of it. This car is not running no E85 as of yet. It's still completely a stock fueling system. We've got the low pressure fuel pump, which I'm going to show you guys now. It's quite a cool system actually. So if you have a look inside there, right underneath the seats, we've installed the upgraded low pressure fuel pump. So usually on an RS3, you have 1 fuel pump in the tank. This has 2. And you might be thinking, why is there a blue hose attached to it? So this hose, if you have a look down there, that's the blue hose right there. It's attached to the inlet manifold. So that basically gives boost to the fuel pump. So now you're thinking, why does the fuel pump need boost? Literally, the second fuel pump activates with boost. Amazing stuff, I'm telling you. I'm very excited to get this car up and running again. It's literally just been parked up. Like, look at the dust, look at the roof. That wrap needs to get redone.
Look at the tickets.
That's it. Well, enough talking, let's get cracking. So just on a base run, what that is basically more like a safety run. As you know, this is a built engine. We've only done about 700-800 miles on this since the rebuild. So we're gonna make sure everything is safe before we up the boost. So it's not about power, it's just more about safety. And then we slowly increase the boost in slow increments. We'll do a few runs till we get it right. And then throw some V-Power 99 into it and see where that gets us. That was our first power run. Again, very conservative, very restrictive, just to make sure things are safe. We made about 490 wheel horsepower, which is around almost 600 brake, I believe it is. So not bad. On to the second run. Let's crank up the boost. Let's do this. Alright, so far, around the 645 horsepower mark. There you go, 640, 650. Are these acceptable figures for a built engine with a hybrid turbo? I guess it is. Like I said before, it all depends on the parts that are on the car. Now, the APR intercooler is not the best for the Audi RS3 platform. A lot of restriction there. I think we got the stock turbo elbow pipe as well. We've got a stock exhaust system. Obviously we've got a downpipe. So I reckon with a few adjustments on the parts, we can get good amount of power out of this. However, this is just with pump fuel. So if you look at that, 645, 650, that's purely on pump fuel at the moment. So with pump fuel, obviously, there's only so much you're gonna get out of it. So next we're gonna use E85 fuel to see what we can get out of that. For that, we need to fit a flex fuel sensor kit and then chuck some E85 in the tank and see where that gets us. Should be around the 750 wheel horsepower mark, which is around 800 brake, which is the target BHP we're looking for. I'm gonna make a few adjustments and see if I can get any more power out of this as it is now, but not bad. Very happy with the results so far. I thought I'd give you guys a bit of a point of view when it comes to dyno controlling. Very straightforward. Drive it like a normal car, release the brakes, put it into gear and shift up as you would. And then on fourth gear, give it some. Alright, so we started off with the absolute base log, the safety run, and on that we found that the car was retarding its timing. So what that basically is, when the engine pulls the timing to protect it, so it was detecting a bit of engine knock. Now when I say engine knock, it's basically the sensor pinging off, saying that the engine's about to blow up. So now sometimes you can get false knock. What that means is, for example, if the engine is making sounds other than what it normally expects, it would ping up. So what we done is we adjusted the map, and then once we done that, we managed to pull out 530 wheel horsepower out of the car on stock engine. So if you have a look at the graph here, there's a few runs we've done. 510, 530, 510. Now if you convert that to brake horsepower, which is the engine power, that's about 675 bhp. Right, let me just come out, show you guys the setup. So obviously we've got an APR downpipe on that. So we've got an APR downpipe. This is a Revo intake. Again, not the best. I think this is about 3 inches. And on the cars that get about 800, 850 plus, you gotta go for a 5-inch system. Over here, this is a 5-inch downpipe. That's a proper downpipe. And this is for a B58 BMW. This has currently got 3 inches. So it's like a baby compared to this. That's what you call free flow, proper flow, yeah? So in performance tuning, flow is very, very important. This here itself is an inlet manifold, stock inlet manifold. You can get billet one completely open. In this one, there's a silencer in it, so again, it's restrictive. There's so many parts on this car that can be, changed to improve the performance. But yeah, man, we're just gonna have to give it a go, see what happens. So I'm sure you guys want to know the difference between wheel horsepower and horsepower. But let me tell you very simply, horsepower is the power from your engine, and wheel horsepower is the power coming from the wheels. So as you know, the power the engine makes, you need to send it through to the differential, the prop shaft, the drive shaft, if it's a rear wheel drive, and when it does so, it loses power. So engine power will always be higher than wheel horsepower. And as you know, this is a dynojet, it measures in wheel horsepower. So pretty much what you get from the wheels, because it's American. I prefer wheel horsepower as well, because it's actual power to the wheels rather than on the engine. It's quite pointless having power in the engine if you can't use it, right? That's pretty much it. I guess if you want to know more, just Google it. It's very simple stuff. But yeah, this dyno is currently measuring at wheel horsepower. We're going to change the figures to show engine horsepower as well, because that's the figure that everyone in the UK goes by. Why? I guess to inflate the dyno numbers, to make the car sound faster. So that will be it for today's video. Very impressed with the results so far. On to the next one with the Audi RS3, where we're going to install the flex fuel sensor kit, which is going to allow us to run E85 on this beast, and then we should truly hit 800, hopefully, I guess, as long as the parts don't mess us up again. But yeah, this is Nams from Boost Performance. As usual, like this video, subscribe to my channel if you're new. See you guys next time.